I did a follow-up the other day on Dogecoin and the recent news. I won't talk about Snoop Dogg today, unfortunately, but I wanted to go more in depth about Elon's recent move and explain whether or not I think Bitcoin can hit 6 figures soon, and more importantly, what is going to drive those type of movements. Bitcoin, the queen of all cryptos, cannot be ignored in any conversation that revolves around cryptocurrency. Just yesterday, it reached again an all-time high, this time at 47,000 per coin. Pretty insane. It seems there's an opportunity here like no other, confirming that Bitcoin is indeed the mother of all cryptocurrency. Whether you believe in using Bitcoin as currency in the future or you're looking to trade it for some profits, everything in the world of Bitcoin is looking up right now. Before we dive in more, join the family and hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 100,000 subscribers and I need you to be part of the family before we get to 100,000. So of course, as I've mentioned here before, Bitcoin is a digital currency that was created in 2009 and it follows the idea set out in white paper by Satoshi Nakamoto. Since 2009, this coin has become the gold standard of the cryptocurrency market and inspired many other coins out there. No other coin can compare to Bitcoin. However, there are some close competitors such as Ethereum and some growing ones like Dogecoin. I haven't talked about this yet, but a white paper is essentially a document that talks about a crypto's project. It outlines the problems a coin is trying to solve and includes a detailed description of that coin. Whenever you buy any crypto, you should always try to look up and read through the white paper. Look at any additional articles as well. It takes time, dedication, and effort. White papers are often very lengthy, difficult to understand, but you never want to buy a coin without knowing who's involved and what is the purpose behind that coin. Although I'm not a financial advisor and you should do your own research, I am telling you guys, if you want to get behind some real money moves, crypto is starting to heat up and pick up all kinds of steam that has started to open up the eyes of Elon Musk and Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban said he now firmly believes crypto assets are stores of value, with the new generation fueling the rise of digital currencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. And the crazy thing is, he is right about the new generation. People who are like 21 or 22 years old in college, they have never lived their lives without technology. The younger generation is fast to adopt this technological change because that's what they're used to being the norm. The most valuable companies and products they have consumed, like Apple, Amazon, Twitter, you name it, it has been digital goods. Cuban added that the ability to store value includes other crypto assets as well, not just those that can govern digital goods, specifically mentioned the advent of decentralized finance, token DeFi. I don't know about you guys, but Cuban is my favorite shark on Shark Tank, and I trust his opinions a lot because he's also one of the wealthiest guys on Shark Tank, and that's just my 2 cents. I think that man actually has a lot of experience, especially in technology. He did get a little bit lucky by selling his company to Yahoo for like $4.2 billion, but this man knows technology, and I trust his opinion about cryptocurrency. There are some things that I'm starting to really love about cryptocurrency in general. With Bitcoin, I think it's great that the limit will always be capped at 21 million coins. I like that cryptocurrency can't be counterfeited, guys, and they can be used globally around the world as a decentralized monetary system. Bitcoin, because it's a digital currency, there's no actual physical coins of Bitcoin. You don't have to worry about the physical holding of a piece of paper or a note or a coin or any plastic garbage like that. It's actually fully digital, which makes it very easy to use. Even though Bitcoin is often called the gold of crypto, you don't have to physically go digging for gold. And because it's digital, balances are kept on a public ledger that everyone has access to. It's very transparent in that sense, and another reason why people tend to be bullish about crypto in general. Just think, if Bitcoin and crypto became the norm, we would be able to track all balances, it would be easier to organize, and everything would be kept very transparent. As of now though, Bitcoins are not issued or backed by any banks or governments. On the technical side of things, the Bitcoin system is a collection of computers that run its code and store it on the blockchain. Because of this blockchain technology, Bitcoin cannot be counterfeited. It's the ledger system I was talking about that lists the transactions in order. Perhaps you already know a thing or two about Bitcoin. You might even have some in your Coinbase or your Voyager. You might ask, why can't I just mine some Bitcoin myself? See, mining Bitcoin is a process. The process of mining Bitcoin is incredibly difficult and costly. You can earn cryptocurrencies without having to put the money down for it, but it might just cost you the same amount that it would just to go ahead and buy the coin itself, so it doesn't make much sense to mine it yourself. These miners out there, however, can be thought of a decentralized authority enforcing the credibility of the Bitcoin network. One of the reasons Bitcoin is so valuable is because there are only 21 million Bitcoin that can be mined in total. As of the end of January, there were approximately 18,614,000 Bitcoin in existence and 2.3 million Bitcoin left to be mined. Let's take a look at the price history of Bitcoin so we can make some predictions about where Bitcoin might be in the very near future and how we can make some money off of that. And this is definitely by no means my way of bringing up FOMO for all of you guys. If we all had a magic ball to glance at, then we would have obviously picked Bitcoin way before it ever blew up, and we'd all be very high net worth individuals in the many billions of dollars. Unfortunately, we don't have a crystal ball. We can just make better decisions going forward, guys, which is the key of what I'm trying to do on this channel, help you guys make better decisions going forward. So as I mentioned, Bitcoin was presented to the public in 2009, just a little bit over a decade ago. And even though it does not feel that long, Bitcoin first started trading at around 0.0008 cents to about 0.08 per coin in summer 2010, which is pretty much absolutely nearly free. So basically in 2009, Bitcoin was about $0 per coin when it was first introduced, which seems very insane right now. And right now, recently in 2021, Bitcoin has been going up for a very bullish run across the whole board. Bitcoin reached a price of 40,000 per coin on January 14th, 2021, and it reached 47,000 as of yesterday. Bitcoin has a market cap of 600 billion, and as I mentioned, there will always be 21 million Bitcoins. More needs to be mined, but that is the end result of amount of coins available. We can make some future predictions of Bitcoin. Where will it be 5 years from now, and where will it be 10 years from now? Expert opinions vary based on who makes the estimate. Jeremy Liu, a partner of Lightspeed Venture Partners, has said that Bitcoin could reach 500,000 per coin in 2030, and Cathie Wood also thinks Bitcoin could go that high, and I need to show you guys this chart. Now you gotta love Cathie Wood because everything she says is backed by numbers. If all S&P 500 companies were to allocate 10% of their cash to Bitcoin, ARK sees cryptocurrency climbing by 400,000 per coin. We saw Tesla put 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. That's one S&P 500 company down, but we also saw Square put 1% of all their assets in Bitcoin as well. And I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more of that type of action. If an Apple or an Amazon put 1% in Bitcoin, I could see Bitcoin easily doubling per coin to $100,000 because this type of respect investors and retail traders for that matter would give Bitcoin at that moment would be immense should that event occur. Tesla's recent Bitcoin investment amounts to about 8% of the company's cash reserves. Now, as a Tesla investor, and as Tesla continues to grow, I think they're going to add to their Bitcoin position, and I can see Bitcoin continuing to rally because as Tesla makes some sales, they're gonna take some of that money and put it into Bitcoin and continue to have about an 8% balance of their cash reserves in Bitcoin itself. But the big question is, what happens once all the Bitcoins are officially mined? Is that going to be sort of a short squeeze and dramatically moon the price like we saw with GameStop and AMC? Because when mining stops, supply cuts off, and we know economics 101, short supply and high demand, you have a price increase. That will be an interesting thing to observe, and there's something you might want to know about Bitcoin mining. There is a process called Bitcoin halving. This is when the reward for mining Bitcoin transactions is cut in half. That makes it so the Bitcoin inflation rate is cut in half as well as the circulation of more Bitcoins going into the system. In layman's term, that basically means that circulation of Bitcoin will drop by half. And the last time this happened was in May of 2020, and the next one will probably occur in about 2024. The price of Bitcoin has historically gone a bit down after the halving process, so be on the lookout when it halves again because that could indicate a good dip to get in. Obviously, that is not soon, however. The pros out there, the best investors out there that have a ton of money, maybe those hedge funds, maybe mutual funds, maybe just educated investors, they know this in advance and they're taking advantage of this way in advance. And remember, you do not need to have a full Bitcoin. I myself actually do not own a full Bitcoin. You can purchase fractions of Bitcoin, which in my opinion is much better than having no Bitcoin at all. So where can you get Bitcoin? If you're looking to buy some Bitcoin, make sure you actually own the coin, as I mentioned in my other video. You want to be able to use the cryptocurrency in a case it becomes widely accepted. We never know what's going to happen in the near future, so you want to make sure you have access to that cryptocurrency. I would say stay away from something like a Robinhood, where you don't actually know if you own the coin itself. You'll be able to buy and trade the value of Bitcoin, but you won't actually be able to use it as payments. Some apps I suggest are Coinbase and Voyager, and I'm actually using Coinbase myself. I have a link for you guys below. Because of recent demand, you may be on a wait list for Voyager, so maybe it's not such a good option right now, but it's another trusted app to hold your coins, and you can also buy other coins there as well. The link I have for you below actually gives you $5 of free Bitcoin when you buy or sell 100 worth of crypto. All right, let's talk about Elon Musk. Now, let's go into some of the best news for Bitcoin. So Cuban's on board. We know that Mark Cuban has been a big proponent of cryptocurrency lately, but of course, Elon Musk, the daddy of Tesla and my net worth and everything that has been good in my life, Elon Musk has been a part of that, perhaps even flooding your YouTube feed, including me here right now. As I mentioned in my video the other day, after tweeting about Dogecoin, Elon Musk actually bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. Not Doge, unfortunately. I wish he bought some of Doge. And he plans to accept Bitcoin as a payment in the future for Tesla sales. I suspect some people will be actually trading some digital currency in for a car, and that's going to be solidifying the dream come true of Bitcoin actually being used as a big payment method. This is huge for all cryptocurrency because as the adoption continues to increase, more investors and more traders are going to be popping into cryptocurrency and supplying it more liquidity for other investors to continue the cycle of a good positive feedback loop. Visa also recently announced plans to implement a program that will allow banks to offer their customers a variety of Bitcoin-based services. Rumors continue to fly that Amazon will accept Bitcoin, but it isn't confirmed just yet. However, I did tell you guys in the past video how to bypass the system by just putting in some Bitcoin into a gift card, and that gift card can be used for an Amazon purchase. Large financial companies like PayPal and Fidelity have also made moves in the cryptocurrency space, while Square and MicroStrategy have used a lot of their balance sheet to buy Bitcoin themselves. So let's talk about my predictions. Of course, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, especially in the long term. And every day there's more data that comes out that impresses me more and more about cryptocurrency. I do think it's possible that Bitcoin will hit six figures by the end of 2021 or into 2022. But remember that cryptocurrency is still extremely volatile. And at the start of the pandemic, it wasn't long ago when Bitcoin was at 10,000 a coin in February 2020 and sat at 7,000 a coin in April of 2020 itself. But it looks like those days are gone for good. It's going to be really hard for me to imagine Bitcoin falling to those types of levels. And I feel like almost everyone would scoop up Bitcoin if it was even 30,000 a coin again. I know I certainly unload money into Bitcoin at 30,000, but even some money at these current levels, even if it's just 5% of the S&P 500 companies, guys, remember the chart that I showed you before. Even if just 5% of the S&P 500 companies put some cash into Bitcoin, that would mean $250,000 per coin. So what are your guys' thoughts? Do you have any price targets for Bitcoin? My personal price target for Bitcoin is probably around $250,000 per coin in the future, not maybe this year, but into the future in maybe 2023 and 2024. All right, that's it for this video. Let's go out there and make some smart money decisions, and I'll be back here very soon. Invest like a rock. Strong.